October 1st. The Halloween season is upon us. Yes. Well, while we wait for join our spooky ghouls and goblins to join, through the obligatory text on screen, go to kookedup.com. If you want to follow my shenanigans on email, on all of that, there's a little thing that pops up. You can give me an email address there. And then if you are on the gram, I'm cooped up. That is my Instagram handle. So you can follow me there that way. Hi, Mama. Good to see you. So here's the thing. So it's October 1st. I actually am not a big Halloween decorator. I do a couple of things. As you can see, Skinny Bitch, is here with me today. Skinny Bitch there's a whole story behind Skinny Bitch here. Picked him up at a Target one time. We're in the passenger seat of the car. Everyone was waving. Hey, everybody. Skinny Bitch is my long-lost gay friend who comes to visit he only comes to visit in October. Hi. And he is a skinny bitch because he does not have children. He has not yet had the baby weight. I was a skinny bitch before I had children, and now I'm a big fat bitch. And so he's here. He just got here, so we'll be doing some drinking and partying and having some fun for the next couple of days. And then he'll find his way and just stand on the balcony for a while or just hang out in the house. When our housekeeper was coming by still, which as I've said before, we got rid of our housekeeper before COVID. She was lying about some stuff. And so we've not rehired since then, but she was in on it too. We would find Skinny Bitch in different chairs, propped up, different shirts on, all that. It was a lot of fun. The kids love him. He's a good time. Just Skinny Bitch. The problem with Skinny Bitch, though, is the alcohol just goes straight through him. But he is hilarious. All his bones are funny. I could go all day with these fucking dad jokes. So, but I'm not actually a big Halloween celebrator. We do I say that. But then we did the family Halloween costume a few years ago where we were all dead celebrities. # gone too soon. I was Elvis. Todd was George Michael. Claire was Selena. And Mason was Michael Jackson. More on Michael Jackson in a moment, by the way. And so we did that as a family costume. I wanted to do Schitt's Creek this year, but no one wants to do it with me anymore. So on them. And then, so actually we do costumes. But I don't do a lot of decorating around the house because you know what? November 1st, I am full on decorating for Christmas. And so I don't need to be taking shit down to be putting shit up. I got to get ready for the big show. But this year, I'm feeling a little bit more Halloween spirit, right? So like I've already listened to Michael Jackson's Thriller twice today. Twice. I love it. And got Skinny Bitch out. And I also have, over here, I got Skeleton Frog. Kids made me bring this one in. Skeleton Frog, Ribbit. And then Skeleton Bird. Crow. I don't know what it is. Got these. We'll put these around the house at some point too. And then, what's hilarious to me sometimes, this one is very top heavy. What's hilarious to me is a lot of these little skeleton versions of animals that they have at Target and stuff. It's not possible for there to be a skeleton that looks like that. Like, for example, I'm trying to think of one where it is something where it is not a skeletal part of the animal. It is like a like feathers or something. Like even on the bird, I don't know. Do birds have that many bones? I guess they do. There's some other animals, and of course, I'm not thinking of any at the moment. And Beth agrees. 11/1, full on Christmas. Yeah, I get my lights put on the house at the end of October, and then I just don't turn them on yet. But November 1st, whoa, the power grid. If all of y'all get into a brownout situation on November 1st, you can blame me, I promise. And it's beginning to smell a lot like fall in our house. You got it. I actually got a notification a few moments ago that it arrived. So I was so happy. Aaron was the lucky winner from the 100th episode of Carrie's favorite leaves candle, which I don't even think I've actually smelled. I ordered it straight from Bed Bath & Beyond or Bath & Body Works and sent it to you. Yeah, so fall has never been really my thing though. I'll put some pumpkins out. Well, I mean, Halloween's never been really been my thing. I'll put some pumpkins out and things like that. I will carve pumpkins occasionally, but we don't get any trick-or-treaters on our street. Mm. But Christmas is where it is at for me. My house gets decorated. It starts going up in October, turned on November 1st, and then it stays on. I tell the guys, don't come to take the lights off until like the third week in January. So that is all of November, all of December, and half, so 2.5 months of the year. So almost a full quarter of the year I have Christmas lights on my house. Now, does that make me white trash? Does that make me eccentric? Does that make me an elf? I don't know. Which a movie I've never seen. I know y'all are gonna freak out. You always do. I've never seen the movie Elf, and at this point, I'm afraid to. I am so afraid to see it because everyone has built it up so much in my mind about it that that I don't know. I love it. By the way, I don't have a lot to talk about today, so ask questions if you have questions, and I'll try to make sure I get to them in the comments. I moved this to 4:30 thinking, oh, I'll have a lot more time. Well, when you have time, you have more fucking time. I didn't get home. I had a meeting. I didn't get home until 4:15. Fucking A. So I was like, straight, what do I talk about today? And again, it's all around the school thing, which thank you, Michelle Condre, I noticed you commented and all that stuff. People are losing their minds in the neighborhood about the thing I talked about yesterday about our school moving into this old church campus that has been kind of run down and like a cancer on the neighborhood that it's in. And like the post that we made on Facebook about it has already, I think it's gotten like 8,000 views already. And this is for a school that has like 120 kids, by the way. Like 8,000 views, and I think I saw it was like 4,000 interactions, meaning a share, a like, a comment on all that, because it counts it like aggregate, like all over the place. I've gotten donations. I've already gotten a few thousand, no, like $6,000 or $7,000 in donations, just unsolicited. People who saw the post, saw my post, whatever, and says, I want to be part of that. And private schools don't get that a lot. And it's because of the restoration part of it, which is what I'm really also super excited about with the school. So that was really exciting. They say every time like you get a hit or like or comment on social media that's positive, you get like a little hit of dopamine and it's addictive. Well, I was high as fuck last night on the dopamine. Like I was like, yay, oh, so-and-so liked it, oh, so-and-so, oh, it's been shared. Let's see where it's been, oh, it's been shared 27 times. Let's see, oh, wow, they shared it to that group. Oh, wow, oh, what are these people saying, blah, blah, blah. And everyone is saying positive things. I was so happy about it. And my mom is saying the month of Halloween, October is filled with the Halloween spirit. Decorations are optional. I kind of feel like you got Halloween spirit year-round, Mama. I do. And Crystal sent me a message at 3:26 about Halloween. Oh, I saw it. The Schitt's Creek, the little kids. It's so cute. I know it's not an original idea. I'm not even going to claim that it was an original idea. The original idea was if we all went as Moiras, we were the more Moiras or something like that. I don't think I could get Todd on board with that. I could get Claire and Mason, but Todd, I don't think would dress up as Moira. But that would be hilarious, wouldn't it? If we were the more Moiras, I think that would be so fun. And Crystal, you're also saying the Good Times bandana from Bandits Bandanas doesn't seem to be getting restocked. I'm trying to find a replacement. Go to their Instagram. They really showcase a lot of their new stuff on Instagram. It's Bandits Bandanas, I think is just their Instagram. And they have a lot of, I think that recently they've been doing a lot of Black artists as well, which is good. And a portion of every bandana sold goes to the charity of the artist's choice, which is something that I like a lot. So, hi, skinny bitch. See, he's shy. He only likes being around me. I mean, he does like he stands on the porch and waves. So there'll be about a week of skinny bitch hiding in the house in places, and even I will. Here's the fucked up part. I will hide skinny bitch to scare the kids, and then I come around the corner like, skinny bitch, damn you, skinny bitch, because I forget that I hid it. And thank God I don't I'm not carrying something most of the time. It would be like a comedy spit, pratfall, spit take, whatever you call it. Um, I had a question for y'all though. Speaking of Thriller and Mason dressing up as Michael Jackson and all of that, where are we on listening to Michael Jackson as a society? So for a while, I was like, and I'm going to tell you this. I'm not gonna lie. Michael Jackson is one of my favorite artists of all time. Like I think all of them. I cannot think of a single Michael Jackson song that I don't like. I love all the videos. I love everything. I mean, I don't love everything about Michael. There's some stuff about Michael Jackson, some twisted stuff I don't like. And I'm not going to make excuses for it. And I'm not going to try to separate the artist from the art and all that kind of stuff. But at what point are we able to start listening to him again and it be okay and not feel guilty? And I'm normally not this guy. I'm normally not the guilt feeling person. Like I'm like, fuck it, I'm doing it, right? That's normally thing. Michael Jackson, though, it's a hard one for me. It's like, no, like I have friends, my friend Kara, one of our interior designers that we work with is, or the interior designer that we actually work with is, I don't know why I said one of, sorry, Kara, you're the one, she won't listen to him and she will actually change a radio station if he comes on. And Arden, who works for me, used to be that way. I don't know if she still is, but if Michael Jackson comes on or she's in a store or something, like it grosses her out to hear a Michael Jackson song because of all of the Finding Neverland, which I did not watch that movie that documentary because I did not. It was already hard enough for me anyway, and all of that. But so I'm like, where do we like? When is it okay? When is it not? When can we appreciate the art, knowing that we're not supporting him anymore? Because his estate is just Paris and Prince Michael are the only two. They're getting all the money, I assume. But yeah, I don't know about that. So what do y'all think? Like, what are your and Michelle Condrey met him when he was 15, super quiet and queer. Maybe that too. The kids actually asked today, we were listening to Thriller and Mason said, was he married? And I was like, yeah, actually, I think he was married twice. Once to Lisa Marie Presley, Elvis Presley's daughter, and we've been to Graceland with the kids. They know I love Elvis. Here's the thing: I love Elvis a lot too, and I am sure. I mean, I really love Elvis too. I am sure that Elvis today would be canceled. Like if Elvis of his time came and tried to live in our society today, he would be canceled. Like I just think that he probably had some racist views because he was white in the 50s and 60s. He probably had all these things, right? I mean, he would have evolved most likely over time. He was probably anti-gay, probably. All these things. So like but the kids know him, but it blows my mind that the king of rock and roll's daughter was married to the king of pop. I think that is just hilarious. And Aaron thinks if you enjoy the music, listen to it. That's what I'm doing. Are you shitting yourself to death? I do what I want, says Cartman. Yes, I do what I want. And Lisa Marie says they had sex all the time. Good. Actually, I don't think that's good to know. I don't need. There's that one video of Michael where he's like practically, I think it's You Are Not Alone, where he's like practically naked and she's in the video too. And he's like, and I don't think of him as like a sexual being at all. Like I mean, obviously he was, but I don't think of him that way. And Sandy says he had skills and talent, but I get you. Yeah. And Beth agrees he had amazing talent. So that's where I am on that. Like, I'm just like, I don't know. And then today, so here's the thing. So we were on Google downstairs on the Google Home thing, and they showed the music videos to songs sometimes when they're playing. And there are two songs that have been recut at least. At least I saw two. There may be more, but They Don't Really Care About Us, which is a really good song, very appropriate for today's stuff. But it was done in like the 90s, I think the 90s. But they recut it with like Black Lives Matter and police brutality and all the stuff that's going on in the world today. Da, 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 da. They don't really care about us. All I gotta say is that they don't really care about us. So this is the song, right? make me, break me, da 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 da. I'm butchering it, I'm sure. I make everything sound like a lounge song. So they recut the video. They still had some of the original stuff, but they added in, like I said, Black Lives Matter, police brutality, racism, all that kind of stuff into it, and it made sense, and it was a great video. But I was like, I'm shitting myself to death here, but should I be watching this? Should I be okay with him, even though he's dead, having a modern day take on things, right? So there was that one, and then there was another one. What was the other one? Uh, but they recut it with COVID, with people getting their temperatures checked, and I think it was "You Are Not Alone." You were not alone. I am here with you. That actually is not the song it was. It was some other song, but they recut the video with, and I apologize for subjecting you to that. You should go to karaoke meet. A lot of this, some MJ, some Salt and Pepper, some Gloria or Olivia Newton-John, some Outkast. That is my jam, my jam. Crystal, I'll try to find it. Crystal's saying that sounds cool. Where did you see that video? It was on YouTube. It was on the. If you go to YouTube, the Michael Jackson channel, the videos are on there, and I think that they must be the newest because they are recut. And it was like 2020 mixes or 2020 recuts, is what it said. Heal the world. That's what it was. Heal the world. Make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. I love that song. I love all of them. I love all. I am like a Michael Jackson super fan, and I am semi-ashamed to say that. I know I shouldn't be shitting myself to death, but God, I love him. Do you think? I know, I'm shitting myself to death. I'm shitting myself to death is what I say. Thank you. Yeah, but that is Heal the World. It's such a good song. Such a good song. But yeah, I felt guilty. So that's why, so obviously the consensus of people who agree with me and want to support me is listen to it. I'm gonna keep listening. I'm gonna keep listening. My other favorite, so I love Michael Jackson. I love Whitney Houston. I love Tina Turner. Who else do I love so much? Selena, big time. Get out of here, please. I forgot to lock the door. Okay. What else is happening in my world? Okay, so, and biggest regret is not seeing him in concert. One of the few I have not seen in concert also. I mean, big time. Stevie Wonder, that is another huge one for me. I've never seen him in concert, but I love Stevie Wonder so much. I love the Four Seasons. I know these are all old acts, right? And I'm kind of there for Taylor Swift too. Her new album is gold. I love it. Folklore, it's such a good album. Also, 1989, that other album of hers is one of my favorite albums of all time. I love it. And I'm not a big T Swift fan in general, but I love both of those albums. So in my world today, here at my house, here is something that has happened. So there's a tree across the street from our house that has stood witness to this house being built in 1934. It has stood witness to the 5 families that have lived in this house in the 80 something years that this house has been here. It stood witness to countless strollers being pushed down the street, tennis players, all of that. Unfortunately, it is just in bad shape. It is started to rot out at the base to the point where there's holes big enough there are people putting troll door or gnome doors on it, which are adorable. But the reality is it's a Band-Aid. It's covering up rot. And then in the last couple of weeks, it's been dropping enormous branches. There's fungus growing all over the side of it, all of that. So the city came down today and started taking it down. And it's sad, but people are losing their fucking minds about this tree. And I didn't report it, but I fully support them taking it down. I didn't want it to happen. I don't like that it's happening. But, sometimes you got to say bye. It's been on its last legs for a while. But in the neighborhood groups on Facebook, this tree, blah, blah, blah. Why aren't they trying to save it? Blah, blah, blah. It can't be saved. Literally, it is dropping limbs to the point of danger. Like some of the branches are like this big. Like it could hurt you. You know that our governor is in a wheelchair because he was running and he had a tree limb fall on him, right? And that's why he's paralyzed and in a wheelchair. So it's kind of that sort of business. This one is on him major street or a semi-major street and a running trail, but people are losing their minds coming out and all that stuff. And this is one of those days where I would not want to be a city worker or a city councilman or anything like that, because the number of people I've seen coming up and just giving the people here a piece of their mind, giving the people, and their job is cutting it down. They didn't make the call to cut it down. They didn't do the work order to cut it down. They're just cutting the tree down because that's what they were told to do. But they're getting all of the ire and the negativity and everything. I would not want to. I should go hand each of them a $20 bill. I don't think we can do that. Maybe I can give them a beer or something instead if I had beer in my house, which I don't think I do. But God, days like today, I would hate to be a city worker. Can you imagine? And this goes back to directing your anger at the right audience. And we've talked about this before, just earlier this week, I think, of if these people's job is to do something, but not to make the call about it or whatever, I don't get the anger towards that person. You can be mad about the situation, but don't be mad about that. And Raven is saying, I had no idea it was that bad. I thought it was your snitchy bitchy neighbor that was making stinks. Yeah, no, it was bad. It was, I mean, the whole bottom so behind the door, it's just rotted out. And then on the other side where it touches the curb, it also is growing into a curb. So there's that also. So it doesn't even have support really on one side. It is totally hollow on that side. You could I wouldn't put my arm in there, but I've seen the cats go in and out of it and all of that. Marie Kondo, the tree. Thank you for your gifts I know. I actually got a little teary-eyed watching it earlier, and I might if I keep talking about it. Just like watching them do it. Just all that whole thing about bearing witness. I think that's where. So this is the thing. This is the fucking thing about being a good storyteller and being eloquent and being able to weave a narrative. Is I think of things like, this tree stood witness to this house being built, blah, blah, and I get myself fucking worked up about it. I'm like, they saw us bring Claire home. Oh God, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not a fucking tree. The snitchy has everyone upset of stupid stuff. Yes, it is true. Oh, I can't believe my eyes are watering about that tree now. It's allergies. They were cutting the tree down and I got a lot of allergies in my eyes. That's what it is. I promise. So what else I saw people like, wow. Let's see. Stephanie saw Stevie at the ESPYs. How fun. He just popped up on stage impromptu. How fun would that be? Although, how does Stevie Wonder do something like impromptu? Because bitch can't see. So obviously it was planned. It was just not, it was a surprise appearance. He didn't just get up and decide, hey, give me my stick. I'm going to beat the stairs so I know where I'm going and get up on stage and start performing, right? But I love Stevie Wonder. Carrie is always like, I forget that you like him so much. Yes. Mavis Staples is another one I would love to see in concert. She's been here at the Kessler Theater, which is really close to my house, but my next door neighbors own it. And but it's, I mean, like clockwork. We'll book a vacation, and then Mavis Staples will be there. Like our Italy vacation was there, another big one. All of that pisses me off because she's not getting any younger. But I love Mavis Staples. 70 Cent, obviously he had a guy. Yes. And Leslie's calling it the Giving Tree. I thought about that, but you know how much I hate that book. I think that book is the most garbage children's book ever. People are like, oh, I always love The Giving Tree. It's the best book ever. I think it is the most garbage piece of shit book ever written for children because it teaches kids. It is basically a book about a parent, and maybe I'm misunderstanding it or reading too much into it or misunderstanding it. Although I think Shel Silverstein is pretty twisted and dark, and most of his writing, if you read it, don't read it at surface level, read it for its social commentary, and you probably got his point. So The Giving Tree is about a parent who has a kid that they raise as a brat, and the kid just takes and takes and takes and takes and takes until The tree has no fruit, no limbs, no life, no personality, and it's just a stump of itself so that its bitch ass kid can have a canoe. Like that is literally what that book is about to me. And I think a lot of people think it that way. It's not a book about generosity. It's a book about not taking care of yourselves and giving too much of yourself away for something that you love, but love has boundaries. You do not lose yourself. And I've talked about this many times. This is the Cooper and Todd Koch show. My children are very important characters on that show, and they are lead characters for a while. But this is not their show. And they're at age 18 to 22. At some point, they're going to go off and get their own show, their own spinoff. And then I got to keep this fucking show on the air. And they're only going to come back for holiday specials and cameo appearances and very special episodes. And I got to keep this Koopa and Todd show on the air. So that is, and as they say on the airplane, put your mask on first before you put it on the other person, because you are no good to anybody. So The Giving Tree. Thank you, Leslie. I thought that would get you going. God, that book just drives me nuts. And it drives me nuts when I hear people talk about how much they love it and how sweet it is and how amazing it is and all of that. I think it is a garbage story. Well, actually, it's not a garbage story. It's a great lesson. It's a great lesson in how not to be a person, not to be a parent. It is a horrible story if you're reading it because you think it's sweet and nice and about love. P.S. The end. That was my Julia Sugarbaker moment. Let's see what else. Stevie Wonder got lost going to the restroom. Oh, and Sandy loves Mavis. Me too. Oh, and Crystal saw her in Columbia, Missouri a few years ago. I bet it was the same tour when I was gonna go see her. And yeah. Let's see. I don't like The Giving Tree either. Elementary childhood teacher here. I just think it is. Again, if you were reading it superficially, it sounds like a sweet story. But the minute you put like an ounce of thought into it, it is a horrible, horrible story. And I think a lot of his stories are like that. Like if you, well, I mean, I know a lot of them too, but I just can't think of any at the moment. So, and Sandy's not read it. It was recommended, but maybe I will not feel guilty for not reading it. Or you can read it with eyes that you know that it is a well-written, well-illustrated story about an ill-behaved child and his pushover parent. That's how you should read it. That's what I do. I know a place. Ba-ba-dum, ba-ba-bum. Ain't nobody crying. I think that riff is one of the greatest riffs. Like, I love it. That is in Miss Congeniality. It's in so many movies. I love that. Boom, boom, ba-ba-dum, ba-boom. I love that song so much. I'll take you there. Also, Heavy Makes Me Happy. And what are some of the others? And some of the stuff is a lot of like civil rights stuff too. It's all so good. I love it. And isn't the Giving Tree referred to as a woman? She sends the wrong message to women. It sends the wrong message. Well, maybe it's supposed to be I think Shel Silverstein wrote it as a cautionary tale. I think Shel Silverstein wrote it as a cautionary tale saying this is how people are wrong. Like, I don't think he was writing it as something to I don't think he wanted people to love them. Maybe the joke is on us that he wrote these stories, all of them, and the poems and stuff that we all think are these great children's books and all this stuff, and they're actually pretty, like, a lot of commentary in them that we're not getting. And he's kind of like, fuckers, fools, idiots. And even look at the back of the books. His photos on the back are terrifying. And that's, I mean, I don't think that's his look, but yeah. Nice. Michelle's talking about the two birds having sex on her porch while she's here sitting. Well, someone's got to get some, right, at your house? That's more than it's been gotten at my house. Y'all like me when I drink, don't you? And Phyllis does agree his intention has been warped for over the years. Yes, I think it's intentional. I think he is. That's part of that is a deeper layer of his satire's commentary. And Jody saw Mavis on Martha's Vineyard a couple years ago, outstanding, and she's funny. I love her, love her. And she was on Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me a couple of years ago, and it was dyingly hilarious. I love it. And it rose from resembles the people I know. I keep my circle tight. Yes, I don't think so. My children are not my whole world. I see people posting that my whole world. I'm like, nope. Sorry. I'm raising them to be capable adults. They are very important to me. I love them. I don't want them to go anywhere or be harmed, and I will do anything to protect them within reason. But I'm not going to enable them. I'm going to make them independent. I'm not going to make them think they're more special than they are if it's unearned. All this stuff. I'm not a helicopter parent. If anything, I'm free range. And also, people are so concerned about kids, and I'm going over. Sorry. I was like, I don't have anything to talk about today. And then I do this every time. Children in America are safer now than they have been in the entire history of the United States of America, COVID aside. If your kid is getting kidnapped, it is either you or your ex-husband or ex-wife, a non-custodial parent, or their parents. That is 9 times out of 10, more than that, actually, more like 9.5 times out of 10. It is a non-custodial parent. That's why I've turned off Amber Alerts on my phone. I know that sounds horrible. I don't even get them anymore because I know that it is not something that it's a non-custodial parent who sometimes is doing it on purpose, sometimes is lying about it, whatever, right? And it works itself out. It's family business. If your kid's getting molested, the call is coming from inside the house. That person has groomed you already. They are in your circle. They have built your trust. They built your kids' trust enough to keep a secret, all that kind of stuff. They know, well, the skeletons are hid, all that kind of stuff. It's a person of faith. It is a uncle, an aunt, a cousin, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so I just think that and stranger danger just generally doesn't. Sex trafficking, even if you read the stats on sex trafficking, everyone's all up in arms about human trafficking and stuff right now. A lot of parents do it to their kids. It's sick and it's gross and it's horrible, but stranger danger is really not the problem. And I also think the more kids that are out and about, the more we all have eyes on kids, and we're all watching each other's kids. And kind of collectively keep. That's why I think when we've been in New York and I see kids walking and people are like, that's so unsafe. I'm like, those are the safest fucking kids in America, because they got so many eyes on them right now. No one wants those kids to be hurt, or most people don't. And so, yeah, so I think that kids, like, I love the independence. I'm like, go walk, go outside for 2 hours. Just leave me alone. Go away. Anyway, whew. That was a really big soapbox I got on today, wasn't it? And Michelle's got a horny bird. Good for them. I could probably legally give blood at this point. Poor Todd. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna wrap it up. Anything else here? Let me make sure that I have not missed any of your commentary. No, I'm not used to carrying 5 full shows in a week. I'm used to Carrie helping me with one of them. So if I run out of shit, the wine is helping. Alrighty, with that, I'm gonna say bye. I love y'all. You are loved. It's very important to know that. I love that you watched it. It's my therapy. Thank you for letting me talk it out. Just my rants and whatever. And if you need anything, just let me know. Otherwise, stay away from people. Wear a mask. The numbers are starting to kind of creep up a little bit. So be a little bit more careful. Again, risk is cumulative. Just because you're doing one new thing doesn't mean, oh, it's all over. Like, if you're doing one new thing, you need to take one thing off the plate. And with that, I'm going to say bye. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, don't forget to go to my website, cookedup.com, and I'm going to be sending some stuff out soon. I know I always say that. But with that, I'm going to say I love you. Talk to you later. Bye.